Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Bill Martinez Live. A program about current events, our culture, our values, our politics, and our future. And now, Bill Martinez.
We better stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going on.
Hey, it's me, Bill Martinez. How you doing? 6 minutes after the top of the hour, America. Interesting that today is Appreciate Your Social Security Check Day. And it's not going to be far down the road when our kids who are supporting us in this, modern-day Ponzi scheme, like it or not, are going to say, what Social Security check? And how can I appreciate something I paid for and I'm not getting? Oh, well, the ironies of life and the ironies of our government. But, hey, these are all opportunities and ideas and things that we can fix, not to mention also, just for chuckles, hell is freezing over day. That was before global warming. So we're still confused. I'm not even sure if it's still freezing over, but we're still celebrating. I guess the climate warriors haven't got on that one. Otherwise, this one would probably be erased. And, of course, to go along with it, because if it's freezing over, there's nothing like hot chocolate. So it's National Hot Chocolate Day, so you can glue all those together and have as much fun as you want. Dr. Ann Pierce, like I said, is with us. Always good to have her insight and balance because, boy, I'll tell you, after last night, Dr. Ann Pierce, we need some balance here.
Oh, it is really something, isn't it?
Yes.
On the one hand, there are valid concerns about this immigration order. We do have this tradition in our country that we are a refuge for the oppressed, and we are a beacon of hope. And on the other hand, we have these people coming out and marching en masse, every reason right to do so, but you just want to scream, where were your protests against Obama year policies that enabled Assad, Putin, Hezbollah, Iran, and gave ISIS so many opportunities by allowing a total vacuum to develop in the Middle East. So as far as what you're talking about last night, are you
right? Yeah, no, I'm talking exactly about that with what happened subsequently with the Attorney General and Sally Yates. But you bring out a key point here, and that is that we all want to be Monday morning quarterbacks because we can be so right on Monday. It's Sunday in the middle of game time, and you got seconds to make a decision. In this particular case, we passed up many Sundays and many opportunities to make choices. That's what you're pointing out here. And again, we follow the Constitution, not Sharia law. The Constitution is the order of the day here in this country, last I checked. And it says we're a government of, for, by, we the people. That means we're responsible. We have the government today, and we have the sum total of the choices that have been made because we've either allowed it to happen, we supported it, and, the idea that you can be casually ignorant about civics and about how your government works or is not working is inexcusable anymore, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, and I just would add to that it would have been great if President Trump himself had relied more on Congress and on the expertise of some of his own very talented appointees before he came out with this executive order. I mean, Kelly and Homeland Security, Mike Pompeo and CIA, the House Homeland Security Committee. We have Armed Services Committees, Foreign Affairs, Foreign Relations Committees in the Senate, and it seems that none of them were really consulted. So you have this kind of circular situation that really didn't need to happen, where Trump comes out with this executive order, and then not only are the American people rattled by it, but people who could potentially have been his allies are rattled by it. Because you have someone like Senator Portman, of Ohio, who's so measured and so moderate, and says, let's calm down, let's not overreact to this order, but who also says it would have been great if we could have been consulted because we in Congress had been working on this very issue. We were concerned about the fact that in the case of San Bernardino, someone did slip in with a visa issue.
Yes.
And so I do think that there is hysteria, and absolutely there's tremendous hypocrisy, but it would have been great if it could have been done in a way where the potential allies were treated like potential allies in this executive order.
No, I agree. You're exactly right on that. The Pompeo deal, I mean, he just got sworn in last night. So is this could this be a little bit of a pushback from Trump saying, hey, look, if you let me have my team, we'd have done a better job, but you've hamstrung me here in not approving and slow walking the approval of my cabinet. Does he have any foothold there?
Yeah, possibly. Possibly.
I mean, no doubt. It's like anything. When you have an accident, both parties are, I believe they're responsible to whatever degree. And this is why, like in Japan, I mean, it's the no-fault insurance. The way it works there is that if you're in a car accident, both parties are equally responsible. Is the way they figure it. And in this particular case, Trump doesn't get away clean on this. I mean, and he should know better. And maybe this is one of those memos to self. It's a little bit different ball game. You're not running the Trump empire. This is the United States of America. And in the Trump empire, he has his constituencies established and built and people he can rely on that understand his heartbeat, and they move along his pace. And he is setting a pace in the Beltway that heretofore they're not used to. He is one man of action, and he is this lead, follow, get the heck out of the way kind of guy,
Yeah, and as much talk as there is about how dangerous Trump is, because let's face it, he can be rash. He can be impulsive. As I said, he did not rely on Congress, which had already been working intensely on how do we create policy, immigration policy that is both more humane and safer and will really ensure the security of the American people. Mm-hmm. But having said that, one thing that just is interesting is that Obama himself was continuously signing executive orders, and not only that, he was so often conducting foreign policy itself by way of these executive memos that were quietly put out. So Obama was very quiet about it, but one of the things that I talk about, not one of the things, one of the main things I talk about in my book, A Perilous Path, The Misguided Foreign Policy of Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and John Kerry, is that this foreign policy set us up for this utter and total chaos, atrocities and hostilities escalating all over the world that we are seeing today. And there's this rewriting of history, which is easier to do since so much of it was done behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm. Well, and they're good at doing that. They are, it's like, by comparison, they're 10-degree black belts in rewriting history, and the rest of the American people are still beginning to understand what kata means. They're so far behind. But you bring up some valid points here, Dr. Pierce, that, but I think also it may be an opportunity. I mean, it's a learning lesson all the way around here. We got a new president who's learning the way, and I think also Congress is learning a little bit more about this president, that when he says he's a man of action, that he doesn't want to be associated with do-nothing people. So somewhere in between those two, you got this dynamic tension. I think that, if they can figure out a way to work it out, I think we'll all win in the process. It's 15 minutes after the top of the hour.